right. And I think we're good to go. Freaking people. Hello there.
Oh, we're live.
We're all live right now, yes.
Okay, and you have my picture up on the screen.
I do. Until you have a dedicated camera or something that you're comfortable with using.
That probably won't happen until I have either my own space somewhere in this house or I'm...
Then just move.
I have nothing as a descriptor to share with your stream this time. So I'm just sharing the link to the stream.
No, that's fine. There's nothing fancy about the
move
stream.
when I can find a house. Rent is ridiculous. Mortgage is about the same price. I might as well just get a mortgage.
You know what would probably fix that problem? Just steal
Moving out of Illinois?
Just steal a house.
I don't think it's that easy.
Then you don't have to pay. It's just yours.
How do you effectively steal a house? I need enlightenment on that one.
Okay, so here's what you do. You get some heavy equipment, right? And it's going to take a couple weeks, but you can do it. And you just...
Also, sorry about not being up for the 2:30 message. Like, my schedule gets fucked up for Saturday.
Yeah, I put that out there more as, like, if you guys are up and you'd be willing to do it, that's cool. But again, it wasn't necessary. Just kind of a, hey, if you guys can, that'd be cool. But otherwise...
Yeah, I would have, but I didn't go to sleep till 8 a.m. today.
Why? Why are you like this?
Night shift. And then I just couldn't flip my schedule in time for today. So I was still up that early. I'm like, fuck. And I'm tired of, like, I'm not even going to try to stay awake for D&D because that's going to be a fucking dumb idea.
Fair enough.
Oh, yeah. So, speaking of night shift, I'm still technically night shift.
Technically.
I don't get to leave work until, like, 3:30 to 4:30 in the morning.
Damn.
I get paid more.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's better than like
I went from like
7
$11.90 to like $13.50.
There you go. All right. So, anyone who's here in the stream right now, and everyone in the VOD, welcome to the next episode of Adventures on the Infinite Sea. We got myself, Matt, as the Dungeon Master. We got my guy over here. Yes, my guy over there, Geordi, as Jocelyn Razfaroh, the half-elf gunslinger. And to his side is Harper, the fallen Aasimar bard, Titus Rook. So, do either of you guys want to give a recap of last week?
I can't
here last week.
Because I wasn't here for last week. So as far as Titus is concerned, he did something completely different from everybody else.
I don't know what that was, but you're on the boat with us, so...
Well, he is arriving shortly after the fight in a dinghy. He's just rowing up to you guys like, hey, can I get on the boat now?
There's
I thought you explained it last week, is that he was in the fight on the main crew part. The not main part of the fight.
I did. So that's fair.
Okay, so I'm on the boat, not in a dinghy.
You are on
I
the
didn't know what he had set up.
The dinghy can still show up. Like, it just is variant on what is actually in it.
That is up to you. I'm trying my best to remember everything you said last week. So, because as far as I know,
yes,
I had Jocelyn losing her mind.
Yes.
And feeling like a shit person. Had a conversation with Minimri. Minimri cheered her up a little bit. Had a conversation with Ivy, trying to figure out what the fuck we're doing. I told her what my plans were. Or what my plans wanted to be. Were to hunt down Prodigy and hopefully bring Gray back.
Yes, we're going to kill Thundernuts. And
then she's trying her best to get us set up. She's investing in this plan, which is not the smartest idea, honestly. But you know what? Whatever. We got a bigger ship, and we are heading to the mainland. And
Which mainland? My mainland or your mainland?
my mainland, which
Okay.
I didn't write down the name of that.
So
Hey.
the established
Hold on.
nation is called Razfaroh.
Ross. Okay.
Nick, the real Tick, thank you so much for the host, man. How you doing? I don't know if you're sticking around at all, but thank you regardless.
Geordi, what level are we?
Yep. You got
5.
level 5.
5?
Yes.
Oh.
And we
Okay.
have 9,300 experience.
I have 6,500.
Yes, from the battle yesterday.
Last week.
Last week. Feels like yesterday. From the battle last week, we got up to 9,300.
Yeah, they took
Do
out.
I get the 9? Do I go up to 9,300 or
Yeah,
no?
I would say so because you were, even though you
Yeah,
weren't
I asked
here,
about that.
Titus was here. So yeah, I'm giving both of you
Titus
guys
was in the
XP.
background, letting everybody have their space.
Yeah, he was with the other crew members, helping to fight off some of the other fish people that were on the ship.
Because while there was a big fight going on between us and the captain, like the higher ups, the higher rankings of the people, I forget that there's more crew, and then Matt explained that afterwards. That oh yeah, they're all fighting other people still. I'm like,
Right.
oh, that makes more sense. Other than like a high school cafeteria circle of like people, it's like fight.
Also,
I don't know why. That's the first thing my mind thinks of.
yeah. Also, anybody who's in chat, let me know if the ambient noise, the ambient music is too loud. I'll just make sure to turn down a little bit. I don't have the settings right yet as far as their volume and our volume to the music's volume. So just keep me informed on that so you guys are hearing everything properly.
How do you spell Razfaroh?
Razfaroh.
I got the last 4 letters right and the first letter right, and that was it.
Oh, cool! I gained a new ability. It's useless, but I have it.
There you go.
Yeah, we started sailing for mainland Razfaroh, and then on our way there, we were attacked by. Fuck if I remember what the things were called. They're ugly.
You weren't sure of what they were. Like, you've never seen them before personally. Someone who...
Player-wise, I don't remember what you called them.
Yeah.
So, they're ugly little fish creatures
Right.
Freaky fish.
that screeched.
Yes. Very loudly.
Just call them what they are. Freaky fish people.
Can't call everything in the sea a freaky fish person.
Yes, I can.
He can and he will.
Who's gonna stop me? The god of the sea, who doesn't exist?
I feel like he does. I feel like he doesn't give a fuck.
Exactly.
At least one of them doesn't give a fuck.
Freaky fish people. He knows what his people are. They're freaky. They're fish. They're people.
But after that fight, that's about where it ended. It was a shorter session last week.
Yep. Because I wanted to save the landing for when both you guys are here and taking all that stuff for story purposes. So, with that recap, we continue with the aftermath of the fight with the fish creatures that boarded your ship. They have all been essentially eliminated. Everyone is up now. Evelyn did fall during the fight, but she was able to be healed up, and she's back on her feet, kind of getting looked over by Aldrich for her injuries that she sustained, the cuts on her face and gashes in her chest, and some of it breaking her armor. So she has to go into the surplus area and gather up some more pieces of armor for herself. But all the bodies that are left are collected up by the crew and some of the officers on the ship, and they are tossed overboard. The only thing that's left is the jet black blood of these creatures that was spilled on the deck. And some of the some of the ship's crew members get to work on wrapping up some rudimentary, mops and just getting a little bit of water and mopping all those blood stains up. The crew eventually finishes up, and it was essentially like a fight never happened here. And with that, Salenth comes up to you, getting your approval, seeing if you would like to continue on.
Yes. Also, Matt, the D&D wiki is down, and I can't look at my class, and I'm upset.
Oh, shit.
I wanted to look at something, and now I can't. So,
Alright.
this is gonna be
Interesting. It should be up in a short bit. Like, I think every time it's gone down, it's come back up relatively quick. Wow. But as Salenth gets the confirmation, he nods his head. Let the sails be open. We continue on. And the sails, they flourish open, and the wind carries them off, continuing guys on to the mainland. There is another good solid 2 days of travel on the seas. Is there anything that you guys would like to do in your spare time while you guys are continuing to sail on?
I am going to work on my spells.
All right. So,
I need to fix Minimri's gun. She broke that battle.
She did.
I'm not forgetting that.
Not this time. Never forget. So, Titus, as this fight has happened, you're kind of focusing in on your spellcasting, and you notice that when you focus in on the gem that you use for your spells, you're able to pull off more power that emanates from the gems. And studying these kind of effects, you're learning these new spells that you've gained. And sometimes you'll practice them upstairs, maybe. Sometimes you can just do it in the comfort of your own bunk. But eventually you kind of hone in those new spells, and now you have them in your arsenal.
Sweet.
Jocelyn, you go up to Minimri.
Show Minimri how to do this.
All right. So there's maybe a 4 or 5 hour lesson or so as kind of like the very intricate pieces of the gun, kind of working on screwing things in properly and having everything be assembled correctly. You also show her a little bit about cleaning these inner parts just for infrequent maintenance to make sure that everything keeps up for as long as it can. And she thanks you and kind of like goes off, practices on her own. So you can see that she's getting better at these kind of like tinkering tasks, but she's not. Was that your phone?
Yes.
She's getting better at these like tinkering tasks, but you can tell that she still is a little like green on the whole idea, on the whole thing of piecing the gun back together.
I expect it to take quite a few more lessons for her to figure that out.
Yeah. So her gun is successfully repaired with your help. She can now have that and is equipped regularly. And for the most part, the travel continues on uneventfully. You do see some pods of dolphins that will break from the surface occasionally, and there's a sight for the crew to just kind of like admire the beauty of creatures living peacefully in the ocean for now. And other than that, there isn't too much going on for the crew. It's just standard maintenance things. You guys have your dinners, you bond for a short bit, and everyone in the crew is feeling content with what's happened, because you do have that reputation of bringing a good bit of excitement, for lack of
Hell?
for a nicer term, to your crews. So they're happy that this was the most, stressful thing that's happened so far. So,
Leviathan.
Leviathan. Time for the Kraken. So, Suddenly a Teresk pops out of the water. They can swim now. So,
listen, when the Taras starts swimming, that's when you start just committing Sudoku.
The one goes here. Two over.
I win as he just fall over on the ground. So, the trip finishes up as in the crow's nest of your galleon, Yizam has been closely observing the horizon in front of you guys, and eventually he looks through. Captain! Captain! I see the mainland. 2-hour trip. We will be there in no time.
God.
You see the crew is kind of like picking up the pace, you know. They're getting their, you know, riggings and all that stuff. They're getting the extra rope that's been pulled out back underneath the deck. Sailing is directing them. It's just like, come on, pick it up with your knees. And he's just like driving the crew as hard as he can right now. You see Aldrich and Evelyn go up to the top deck, and they're seeing the mainland stretched out, getting closer and closer to you guys. And Aldrich is just nodding his head. It's like, it has been a good while since I've been here. Do you think they'll be accepting of my kind?
What is Aldrich again?
Aldrich is a drow.
Oh.
I'll make sure of it.
Thank you. So
It's gonna hurt my boy.
he gives a slight chuckle. Evelyn stands next to you as well, kind of admiring the coast of Razfaroh. So you were there for kind of a lot longer than we have. Where's the first place you're stopping?
Out of my two choices, but I remember I was given.
I can send you the map real quick, so you both have reference of how that is laid out. I'll put that in here. Do. Map.
It's a map. It's a map.
It's a map. On the map.
It's a map.
Wiki, do you work yet? Christ.
So, as you guys pull closer to the coast, you guys actually start seeing a very small dock appearing in your guys' vision. And eventually, that dock expands out into a small fishing town that is posted up here behind the mountains. Behind the mountainous hills, you would say. Like, you know that the mountains themselves, like Ormfell, is huge. So you assume that, oh yeah, it's mountains, but compared to the scale of Ormfell, it's a far more diminutive formation. But it's distinct rocky cliffs that make up the landscape behind this little town. And as you guys approach, you can see that there's simple dinghies, canoes. A lot of people are working on pulling up large hauls of fish out of the ocean as they're just dragging them up, and you see just the flopping around of these fish. Some of them cut open and it just barrels out onto the deck, and some of them are just kind of like searching through this mound trying to pick out the best looking ones and sticking them into satchels. Soon.
Oh, Doran was a coastal city.
What's up?
I thought Doran was the coastal city.
Doran is the closest.
As well.
Well,
just based on your map. It just looks weird.
So, yeah, like, you guys are showing up directly at the coast, and that's where, directly at the coast is where this fishing town is. Doran would be about a day or two travel directly north. So, like, you see how there's a little bit of forest, there's the mountains. You'd be going around the mountains to get to Doran.
Okay. We're stopping in Hillstown.
So, eventually, the people that are set up on the dock see this, this large ship that you guys are sailing on. And they, scramble off the deck, trying to get to, the coast and trying to alert someone. Trying to figure out, essentially, where to park this thing. Because...
a little bit bigger.
Yeah, so, yeah, you see that it's definitely designed for these small canoes that they go out and use. It's very short distances that they go and sail. So you get closer and closer and closer, and you can see that it's a very simple, almost shanty town, similar to your guys's, similar to the island actually, except these buildings don't have the tropical woods and those kind of palm tree features. It's more of just that standard, there are some brick and mortar buildings, some cedar and oak buildings, and for the most part it's just kind of a double circular set of buildings that make up this little town. Soon you see this portly dwarf running up down the deck, and he gets to the very end and he's waving his arms frantically trying to get someone on the deck's attention. Hello there! Hello!
How's it going?
Good!
You guys have a place we could dock? Or should I keep sailing forward?
Get yourselves about 100 feet to the left there. Pull up onto the shore. We'll get you posted up there.
You heard him.
Sailing. Port left. Take it to the sands. And the whole ship just jeers around, and they see how long the ship is as well, with the doors that swing open for the cannons. And a lot of the fishermen that are standing near the dock and seeing it are just in amazement of this vessel. You guys... And Yizim climbs down from the crow's nest, and he also goes down to kind of get you guys pushed farther up to the coast so you don't drift off. And when you guys are steadied on the sands of this beach, you see a group of about 5 fishermen run up. They've got wooden stakes and small hammers in their hands. And the crew start throwing down ropes where they grab onto it. They grab onto another rope and just tie down the entire front of the ship for safety.
Safety.
The air smells different here. I kind of like it. As some of the crew are actually running up to the side railing, and you can see that there's a latch on a part of the railing where it swings open, and they reach down over the side of the ship and drag out this large wooden ramp. As they draw it out more and more, eventually it reaches past its center and spraying some sand and rocks away as it lands at the beach. An easy walk down, Captain.
That's a new one. Not used to that. I'm gonna head down and meet whoever
was directing you guys.
Yeah, pretty much. Just whoever's sitting there waiting for us, probably.
Right. So you get down and you see this dwarf again, trotting up to you as you're just making a smooth walk down. You see Aldrich and Evelyn inside you, and Salient is still running around with the crew, getting all the supplies put back. And you can see that he's a relatively young dwarf. Like, if you considered human years, he would be about probably mid-20s, just hitting on 30. You see that he definitely has a shorter stature. Like, he doesn't break the height, barrier as far as that. You can see that he has braided black hair that, like, in 2 braids just comes down just to the back of his neck. And you can see that his beard is actually pretty well trimmed up. But it also has, this coarse black hair made up of it. And you also see that his skin is relatively sunburned. There are some patches where it actually is a tiny bit gray from how much sun it just kind of damages those patches of skin. But he holds out his arms, just like, "Ah, travelers! Welcome to Murkreach. We are a simple fishing town, of course. So if there's compensation you're looking for, we can't really give too much. What is it that brings you here?"
Give him a slight bow. Searching for someone.
Someone? Well, there's a lot of someones around here. Any description that you might be able to give me?
Human? Kind of go off the description I remember of Prodigy.
Right. Well, unfortunately, I haven't been seeing anyone around here like that. But if you're looking for people, there's going to be a lot more of them up to the north. There's a path going around there. A little bit of mountains aren't going to be a problem. You don't have to walk through those. It'll just be maybe 1.5, 2 day trip by cart.
Okay. So, other than that, what's this little town good for?
Well, we specialize in fish. Lots of fish, many fish. This is the main hub for any fishermen that are willing to travel further out into the ocean and get some of those rare delicacies that people like to munch on.
So fisherman means tavern. Tavern means booze.
Oh.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you should have a tavern.
You're a funny one there. Yeah, you are. We do have a tavern, definitely. We haven't gotten a lot of income coming in from the districts, so unfortunately it's not too well sophisticated there. But it's definitely gonna get you drunk, and you're gonna get a lot of good faces around there.
Don't care for sophistication. I care about drink.
Well, of course. Your ship does speak differently about that, but I will take your word for it.
She's an old relic of a distant age.
Well, it's a very nice ship, very well designed, I will say. How'd you guys come across this anyhow?
Some questions are better left unanswered.
Let's see. He gets the sense that obviously you're holding something back with your words, but he's kind of like in his mind kind of speculating, putting together the facts, kind of your guys' garb, how many people are in your crew, the ship and everything like that, and he extrapolates that you guys might be pirates. So with that knowledge, he nods his head. Swashbuckling types. That's no worries here. There's no judgment about that type of lifestyle here. We got a lot of people doing a lot of different things with a lot of shady pasts, perhaps. But no questions. Just do some good work, and you'll get some good ale for it.
I'm glad there'll be nothing between us.
Of course not. No, we love having visitors here. Little unorthodox with the big ship, but we always love to be as accommodating as possible. Is there anything...
accommodate us with ale, I'll accommodate you with tales.
Oh, wonderful! Jimmy over there is going to get a good kick out of that. and you see this very old human with like long gray beard and like shorter kind of shaved off gray hair, and he's just kind of dragging up this canoe to the sides of the dock, and when he hears his name he's just like and he's just continues dragging it. He's a good righteous time. Just get a little bit of that dwarven brew in him and he'll be spewing out laughs like no one's business.
Think me and my crew might stay here for at least a day.
A day? Sure. I will say, unfortunately, that we don't get a lot of guests, with this size group here. So, unfortunately, we don't actually have a very well-established inn. A couple of rooms that the Tavern Keep likes to have open for people with longer stays, but some of your men might need to be camping outside for the night. I hope that's all
our
right.
ship.
Right. Of course. How many of y'all would be wanting to stay in the tavern there? And you see that Salem finishes up with the rest of the crew, and he walks down, having the rest of the men kind of lumbering out. And Salem steps forward. Oh, who's the dwarf here?
Our most hospitable host, Salem.
Yes, so rude of me. I meant to introduce myself. Diwali Forgeball. Leader of this little band of fishermen that have been lying here.
What name did you just say?
Diwali Forgeball.
I'm going to call you Wally.
Wally? Sure. I've been called Wally. I've been called Diwali. I've been called D. Any name really suits me as long as I'm, being recognized. Anything else that you need from me?
Probably last question for me.
Right?
What shops do you guys have here?
Shops. Well, we are actually run very much on merchants. They come by here about every week, maybe stay for a day or two, and then move on with their travels. There might be some good people up there on the main street. Just look around. I haven't had a chance to look myself, but they usually have some good fares.
Sounds good.
Right. Well, you all have a good one there. I'm gonna be working out here with my fellow mates. If there's anything I need, Diwali's the name. Come by and you ask me anything.
Will do.
Sure thing,
Thank
Wally.
Uh-huh.
Which way is the tavern again?
Yes, tavern. If you go just up the docks there, past those two large red buildings, it will be about a 2-minute walk, and you look off to your right there. It's going to be right there.
Thank you.
And he gives kind of...
And,
Yes.
I apologize in advance.
Is this one of those questions best left unanswered?
No, I apologize for all the beer and ale.
Oh, yes, right, of course. No need to be sorry, we got drunkards here coming by every day. Don't you worry about that, mate. And he gives...
You've never seen a drunkard like me.
And he gives kind of a, obtuse salute to you guys, and trots off back up onto the decks, and he's helping up Jimmy with the ship. Oh, come on there, I know you still got some muscle left in you. As they're both just working on dragging up this canoe.
All right, Captain. What business do we have first?
I can't tell if he's frozen or if he's thinking. Okay.
No, it's something. My computer's being fucky.
Ah.
What was up?
What business do we have first, Captain?
Well, I'm gonna see what the merchants here are selling. Maybe I can get a second gun if I'm so lucky. Past
Well, I'm
that,
not
just
sure
try to
about-
relax.
Alright, I'll go to the tavern, see what information I can dig up.
You can get us a lead in which direction we need to go, that'd be great.
What are we looking for again?
Thundernuts?
Ah, yes, Thundernuts.
So,
We'll get right back, hopefully.
so you guys head off to your respective tasks. We'll start with Jocelyn real quick. So, you head off down the main street, and you can see that it kind of splits off into a branching path there. And kind of where that intersection is, you see the kind of set up bazaar, quote unquote. Kind of the stands of merchants set up with their carts and everything like that. Their horses lapping up water, eating their hay, and just relaxing. And you can hear just barkers up and down the street. We got the best pelts in Razfaroh. Come, get your pelts. You'll be kept warm for all of winter. And kind of like, as you continue on past, you see a very another older man sat there with tattered and commoner's clothes, and he just sits at this bench with a bunch of different vials set up. I can give you the powers of a beholder. I can give you the power of a manticore. Anything you want, here at the potion shop. So, you said you're looking for guns? Or...
Yes, I'm looking for at least like a pistol. Again.
So, roll a investigation check.
$14.
14. So, as you're looking around, you're not seeing anybody with like a big neon sign that says, "Get your guns here!" But you do see someone...
I wouldn't expect it!
But you do see a halfling that is set up with this small stand. It looks like a permanent stand though, and you can see that he is a tinkerer. You can see that he has kind of the big rounded blacked out glasses on, and he's working on a little piece. You're not sure what it is right now. Just kind of, it's like an early stage, but you see it's a collection of small wooden and metal parts that are just kind of clacking together as he turns one of the screws.
I'm gonna walk up, try not to startle him. Excuse me, sir.
Customer, yes. And he draws up his glasses. You see that he has strong hazel eyes as he looks up at you. What can I be doing you for?
You look like a tinker of sorts. You wouldn't have to sell any guns, would you?
Don't get too many people asking for those type of things. Don't have anything prepared, but what do you have in mind? What are you usually carrying?
Kind of pull out my standard pistol. Something like this.
Mind if I see that for a sec?
Hand it over.
He takes it, and you can see that without a second thought, he just takes a screwdriver, sticks it onto one of the metal panels, and all the pieces show on the inside. He's just examining it, kind of like ticking around with it. It's a big hammer you got there. Flintlock, yeah? No augmentations on this?
No.
It's a simple build. Something I could probably get around to. How long are you going to be here?
Just for the day.
For the day. Let's see. So, you want a gun, right? I can get that carved up real quick. No problem. I'm going to have to ask for the tune of 10 gold for labor costs.
What did you say? 200.
So he's asking for 10 gold.
Just 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Great. Keep it on the ground here. Or keep it on the counter here. Don't want to be... Sorry, nothing against you. Just prefer not to touch people, really.
Place the gold on the counter.
He slides it over, and he has this little silk cloth that he takes and just kind of, on one of the coins, like, rubs it real nice and good. Until it's essentially to its highest quality, like, its highest gloss that you've ever seen it. He takes it, just, putting it in his teeth and trying to bend it. Solid. You're a pirate, eh? And he sees the symbol of the admiral set on the coin. Kind of looks up at you.
Yeah.
And nice in the clientele I normally get around here with that type of occupation. Guess you haven't been doing it long then.
Whatever you said at first cut out.
So he sets the coin down into his small chest and kind of pushes the gold. And as he's doing that, he's saying, "You're nicer than the other clientele of your occupation that I've gotten around here. Guess you're new at this?"
No, I just have a better method of not getting in trouble than most of the rest of my crew.
Not getting all riled up about stuff. That's smart. Gotta keep calm when you're getting... You gotta keep calm. When you get stressed out, just... think... What's gonna keep everyone safe? It's gonna keep everyone alive, you know? And as he goes back to working on his piece, you see that as he turns one of the screws, the wood and metal piece, they start clacking together at an incredible speed. And he just loosens it up a little bit. That's a beaut right there. He sets it off down next to him. Thank you for the business. So, let's see. With this, with that. Like, he's saying this out loud, kind of calculating the times. Yeah, give me 6 hours. Should have something nice and spotty for you.
Sounds good.
Anything else you wish to acquire? I do knickknacks. I do little desk toys.
What else do you sell?
Well, as he reaches down into this space underneath the desk, he pulls out this very small four-legged trinket that he sets on the ground. Or he sets on the counter. I keep saying ground. As he sets it down, you notice that the eyes, they glow with sort of golden energy. And as he looks down at it, give him a show, why don't you? And the little thing just... And you see that the legs start walking a little bit. And it actually moves around on its own. You see the little bit of aura coming off of it as it just trots around on the desk. And then it looks up at you. And you see it bring its front half down a little bit. And then it does a quick flip and lands back on its 4 legs. Good job, mate. Good job. Turn off. And you see the glow fizzle out. And then it just sits there stationary. Nice little gag gift for some people.
It's amusing.
That's what I was building it for. You interested? I don't got anything for him, really.
How much do you want for it?
Not much benefit. Really just likes to wander around. Sell that 2 gold?
Sure. I'll place like 5 on the table. Consider it a tip.
You really don't act like a pirate, do you? As he takes out his cloth again and goes through each coin, just scrubs it down and places each one in his chest. And he just slides this little trinket over to you until it's just at the edge of the counter. It's all yours.
I kind of pick it up and cut it off. Wasn't raised like a pirate, that's for sure.
Got a simple life. It's kind of rare around here, really. But nothing bad's really happened for a while now, so it's the dream. As he takes a hit of his dank vape. So it's just a little wooden. It's a wooden cylinder that he just, and it's like elvish tobacco that just spreads out.
I believe it's a mat to make vapes and actual vapes.
I'm waiting for the day you introduce the crunchberry thing that I made as a joke. But honestly, I'm keeping as a real thing just for the fucking joke.
I half expect to see an old man trying to sell a stick.
Come back around in a short bit. I'll let you know if it's ready.
Will do.
Pleasure. Is there anything else you're looking for? Alright.
No, I'm just gonna head to the tavern.
Alright. So, Harper.
Says I.
You look down the main street, and you can see that there's a good number of people walking up and down. A lot of them have, like, these wooden carriers that carry some lobsters, actually, as they're getting pulled up. You see some carts hand-pulled that are getting dragged along with some sacks of maybe, like, flour or hay. And as you continue on down the street, he was right on the money. You get about 2 minutes down the road, and off to the left, you see a wooden sign swinging in with the sea air blowing through the street. As it swings, you see the portrait of a wolf, and on top, it says, kind of in a half circle, the Crying Wolf.
Will not be a tavern inn if I've ever seen one. And Titus goes in.
So, you walk in, and... Oh, actually, give me 1 second. There we go. So, you walk in, and at the bar, you can see a young half-orc cleaning up some glasses there. It looks like there's a heavier set dwarf that's leaned up against the counter. Knocked out cold. And you actually see that there's a very small fireplace that burns at the far end of the room. You can feel a little bit of that heat as it emanates out the door. And immediately you get that barley smell as you enter into the tavern. It's a little bit darker, maybe a few extra lamps with the fire illuminating most of the room. And it's pretty empty in here. It seems like with the sleeping dwarf, there's also about 4 or 5 other sailors that have kind of spread out across. But during this time of day, you assume that there's a lot of people out on the docks working. So it's not really the happy hour time yet.
I go and sit at the bar. Just knocking on the two top.
Oi there. What'll you be having?
How much for a pint?
If you're going with the standard, it's gonna be about 5 silver.
How much for 10 baht?
You're wanting to sit here down 10 pints?
If you let me, I'll down the whole keg.
Criminy. They're gonna be putting old Charles here on the business, as he's just gesturing over to the sleeping dwarf who just snores even louder. Almost like he recognizes his name being called. And 10 pints? I'll let you know at the end. See if you survive. And he goes off over to one of the kegs and pops one of them open. It looks like a fresh keg that's been rolled out onto the last spot on this little track that brings in each barrel. He pops open a fresh hole and sticks one of the taps in. He gives a pour and hands it off to you.
Much obliged. And then I down it in one go.
Roll Constitution.
Unlike most bards my size, I did not take Constitution as a dumb stat, sir.
Hey. Because you knew this time was going to come, where you had to make the roll.
I knew what I was doing when I made Titus a drunk. 17.
So yeah, you take this ale and you down it. You feel the froth just surround your mouth and kind of drip down over the sides of the glass. And you taste that it's a very strong wheat flavor. Not too much extra, not too many extra notes of it. Just a straight up wheat ale. And you down this thing in one go and slam it onto the counter.
Wheat ale, eh? Not my favorite, but a particularly strong variant, I might add. Another.
It'll keep me busy. Glad. Been a little tad boring around here today. And he heads over, poured you another. And as he hands it to you, he scans you up and down, checking out your attire and stuff like that. He sees the sword on your side. And as he slides over the ale to you. I ain't seen you around here much. What you be doing around these parts?
Just rolled in with the crew.
Ooh. Go on one of those sailing expeditions there.
You can say that. If you check outside, we're the ones on the, big ship.
I'll make sure to give it a gander.
But yes, everyone else is off handling their business. The captain's off looking for whatever he's looking for. And I'm here having a drink, getting some information, and to spin a couple tales.
Tales, huh? Well, how about you weave me one? Maybe I can help you out with your little quest here.
What do you want to hear? A comedy? A drama? A tale of adventure? Or a romance?
Let's hear some.
Some tragedies.
Let's hear some adventure. Like I said, it's been tad boring in here.
Alright, this one happened to me and my crew a few days back. So there we are, sailing the infinite seas. We are on our way to meet up with some Stockhagen for some other business that we have with them. When one of my mates standing there looking up into the sky, and he sees this bright, brilliant light. Now keep in mind, middle of the day. Shouldn't not a star be out at this time.
Sure.
But here we are, looking dead at this bright, brilliant starlight, until it smacks him right in the chest. burns a big hole in the ship, sends them below decks. And we're all like, what in the nine hells is this? Standing on our deck, right next to this giant gaping hole, is a man.
A man.
A man.
He be looking like one of those angels then.
Not even an angel. He just looked like a man. Like a brackish brown, shaggy hair, sort of a unkempt, but still, well-maintained beard. Kind of a slightly beefier disposition. This man was wearing armor. Not a scar on him, but he was carrying these two, like a maul, and I think it was a sword in it. And I wasn't much attention to that. Because then, this man stands up, looks at the entire crew, and demands our ship.
The bastard.
Him versus all of us. Rightfully, we tell him to get bent and to get off the ship.
Of course.
He didn't take kindly to that. And next thing we know, we're being zapped with electricity.
Well, good
See,
time.
the man that landed on our ship wasn't an angel, but from what we could gather, some form of god?
He looks at you in this, like, with this shocked disbelief, and he buys every second of it. I know me as DM knows you're not lying, but he's kind of like getting this disbelief, or he has this disbelief about it. But yeah, he hangs on to your every word right now.
This sends the entire crew into a panic. Because, we're on our way to deal with Sarhagen, the little fish folk.
Right.
Now, the crew has dealt with giant rock people, the sea elves, pirates, other people the like. Now, a god is a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother category of, that's way above our pay grade.
Of course.
So our captain shoots the man straight in the chest. I'm expecting, general, when you shoot a man in the chest with a flintlock, you expect him to go down. I see a hole punch straight through this man's armor, straight into his very being, and he just seems to shrug it off. And that's when everything started to go even further south. He's throwing blades into people's shoulders. He's tossing around our big rock man. Oh, by the way, we had a big rock man. He threw him around. Had.
Where you be then?
No longer with us.
Giving kind of a somber
That's
look.
more of a tragedy, honestly.
Aye.
Still part of the same thing. Still too fresh for me to go over.
Sure.
So as I was saying, we're doing battle with this man. We're giving him everything. I'm using my talents to keep some of our other crew members alive. A bit of healing magic. Well, our captain is laying into this man with her pistol. Our big man is trying to toss him around, hold him still. And our big dragonborn fella. Well, here's the funny bit in this entire story. He runs at him, bellowing with rage with this axe. And as he goes in to swing, the god just catches it, rips it out of his hands, and tosses it across the ship.
My God.
And in that same breath, our dragonborn has to then run over to retrieve his axe, and then run all the way back. By the time he got back, that god was already, 40 feet down the ship.
I feel like Harper as the player is still salty about that happening.
I am very salty about this.
I would be too. Roll 1. Fuck!
Ah!
I'm about as salty as a Riven main in League of Legends.
Oh God. Please.
Jesus.
No. Please no.
A bronze 1 Riven main.
But yes. Yes.
Back to the
Right.
now. When you look at me, what do you see? You see a man.
Right there.
Now, what have I told you? The man sitting before you right now has a bit of a divine lineage.
Well, I'd be just as wary as I would be amazed.
Now let me tell you that I fact. Someone in my family consorted with a divine. And somewhere down the line I was birthed. Now I don't have much connection to my divine ancestors or many of my more blessed divine. Mine are of a, some would say, sinister sort. I just say less whole. So as I get in this god's face, I unleash this less than holy gift of mine. And I can see the fear welling up in his eyes until nothing. Something in him, something I assume that most gods have, broke that bit of fear that I would have caused, that I have caused in many a man. Gods truly are a strange and wondrous creature.
That I hear.
But the crew and I, we laid into him with everything we had. We had this man on the ropes. We could see that he was going to be broken. And our crew would be able to claim that we had not only survived the attack of a god, but bested one in combat. But as the gods do, robbed us of our glory and he fled. So all we can say is that we fought him to a standstill until he left. No idea why he bothered to show up on our ship. Not all of us survived. Took a few of our crew with him. And, Gray. You want my advice?
What would that
If
be?
you ever get into any kind of disagreement with a god, whether it be a simple drinking contest, a game of cards, or all of the dice, and you win, no matter if you win, you still... They're petty vindictive. Gods, angels, devils, demons,
Fuck.
the...
Well,
Just because you think you won, doesn't...
that's a mighty tale you be weaving there.
I'm still working on it. You know, it takes time to really ramp up details, piece together other things, add in more flowery language. So this is one of the few instances you get the truth from a bard's mouth.
So you do be a bard. Have the suspicion, but just wanted to see how good your tale was.
You know, I have many more. I have tales, I have songs. I have ballets of blade and blood.
Well, unfortunately, I don't be having any information that would help with that cause. I ain't be seeing anybody like that in a good while. I'm just a bartender, you know.
You may not have seen, but maybe they have. And Titus gestures over to the sailors in the corner.
So, you look over to them as you've gestured, and most of them have, like, looked down and are kind of drinking their ales, but they're trying not to make eye contact with you. But the one is just examining you. So he's just... I think I see something like that. Oh, man.
When and where, friend?
Well... You'll be saying you almost bested him, right?
Almost, before we fled. Left as he came.
I was heading on home. Right on the edge there before the woods be starting. And I saw someone well beat up. He'd been bloodied in many places, scattered. His mind seemed to be lost, confused. And I be saying what be going on with him. He just gave me a glare. One that pierced into my very soul, my being. I didn't want to speak. I just saw in his eyes evil. Before I be getting another word out, he'd take the clouds and vanished. Truly, giving me jeepers.
Consider yourself fortunate he did nothing more than scare you.
Aye. If you'd be looking for him, he'd probably be doing something in one of those big cities up there.
Thank you for the...
I see. Finishes his ale as well. We gotta be catching them carp there, mates. Get back on the platoon. And he gets the rest of his guys up at the table, and they walk out. One of them takes the glass, and the orc just brings his hand up. Gerald, you'll be knowing about taking my stuff then. Yeah, right. You can see that the guy is just stumbling, like, he's stumbling around, but he's got the other two men next to him to kind of hold him up, and he just sets the glass down, but it lands on its side, so it just kind of rolls until it hits its handle, and just kind of pours a little bit of the extra ale out onto the table. You're keeping me honest. What's your name again? Roger. You'd be keeping me honest. I'd be thanking you for that. Yeah, get back to work. And the rest of the fishermen carry this guy out until the door closes, and only people in here right now are you, Titus, Roger, and the sleeping dwarf sat next to you.
Thank you.
I think you'd be earning the rest of those ales then. Still gonna cost, but I'd be more than willing. And he gets you another glass, and you guys sit around for about 3 more ales as he joins you in one of them at least. He still needs to keep himself kind of mentally there. And yes.
Could I get a discount if I drum you up a bit of business?
How you be doing that then?
A bard has many tricks. So open the door and a window, and I'll see what I can do. At the very least, it'll be a lovely deal.
Oh, you could be driving working men in. I get you 2 silver for each pint.
Alright then. Do you have a piano?
Do we have a piano? That's a little bit of an uprighteous question there. As he's like walking around the side of the bar, just like, oh, that's just a little ridiculous, you know. Maybe people just assuming that taverns are just gonna have a piano there for people to play and all that stuff. And as he like goes into a back, like doorway, he's still like talking to himself, but you can't pick out exactly what he's saying. And eventually he starts wheeling out this upright piano, just like, really, just making assumptions. It's just, why do you have to be doing things like that? As he's just pushing it over to the one wall. And then he looks at you and cracks a smile. Yes, we have a piano.
Jesus fucking Christ.
All right then. I down the rest of my drink.
Mm-hmm.
Go over to the piano. Give my fingers a nice crack. And just start playing a little warm-up ditty. Nothing fancy, just a little warm.
So, you get some practice in. You can feel your fingers kind of stretch out as you're trying to hit these certain octaves and things like that. And eventually your pace picks up a little bit, getting more comfortable with the rhythm and the motions of it. And Jocelyn, as you're heading to the tavern, you see that one of the windows is slid open. You also see the sign for the Crying Wolf, and you also hear that sort of melodic piano music playing from the urban vestige.
There's another bard in there, or Titus is found some side business to do. I'm gonna head inside.
All right. So,
Give me a moment. I have to look up what prestidigitation does to make sure it does what I want it to do.
are you trying to do like amplifying your voice or your like the noise?
Yeah.
The wiki is still
I
down.
think-
Is that thaumaturgy?
That's thaumaturgy.
Crap, I don't know thaumaturgy. I know prestidigitation. Minor illusion.
What does this thing do?
Prestidigitation
Is
does
wiki
everything
work?
else that I need to do. But it doesn't do the one thing I want it for right now.
Oh, god damn it. So Jocelyn, you actually saw the other fisherman walk out, and you saw the one guy was just stumbling around trying to get his bearings. The other ones are...
What the fuck? Hold on. My headset is fucking being a dickhead right now. Like, it keeps... Like, it's not even you, it's just my headset keeps turning off and turning back on.
Oh.
This is actually aggravating me.
Is it the power?
I had it plugged in. I just plugged it in because it was doing that, because I thought it was the power, but now it's... I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Oh.
Where's my... There you are. Bring the program. You need to be updated, you piece of shit. If you need to be updated, I'm gonna lose my mind.
While Geordi's doing that, Harper, can I have you roll a performance check real quick?
Ah, yes, performance. That thing, that is very difficult for me to fail. And if I were to fail right now, I would be very, very nat 20.
Oh, Jesus!
Be very, very nat 20!
Ah!
I don't know how one is a nat 20, but... where the fuck? How do we...
No, see, it would just suck right now if I fail. Well, that's a success. So...
Ew.
As you're warming up, you get used to your motions, and eventually the muscle memory kicks in, and you start playing this very complex, would you say that you play more ballads or like, what's it called? Damn it, like a jazz type, or what's the style that you would normally play on the piano?
Titus plays everything. Titus has learned from his father, and his father played everything.
So, it's this very fast-paced, integral piece that your father taught you. It kind of has that jazz vibe to it, and you're just kind of in the zone. You're just you're focused in on that piano, just letting out this music. And even it being a relatively old piano, your playing kind of makes it so that it all just sounds, coherent. And it rings out from the open window. You play this for about 5 minutes or so, and then you notice that there's a good number of people that are... I should put the town's noise. There we go. So, you see that there's a good number of people that are starting to walk in, but it's not the fisherman type. It actually seems to be more of the merchants that are walking in, and even some of the families, like some of the wives of some of the fishermen, they actually walk in, and you see that Roger notices the people start coming into the tavern. He's like, oh, shoot, I gotta be pouring. And he stands up, goes behind the bar, and he's just handing it out around to people. And you just continue playing. Some people stand around, and they're watching you just go ham on this piano. And eventually you conclude, and they give a solid applause. Corned beef.
Thank you. Thank you. And now a song from a fellow bard of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy.
And now I'm basically just going to play Johnny Be Good on the piano.
All right. So, Jocelyn, as you walk into the tavern, you see the people also coming through. A lot of the merchants that were on that main street just diverge and head into the tavern. As you walk in, you see that it fills up pretty quickly, as the half-orc is stood there frantically trying to get ales out to people, coins just being tossed towards him and slid onto the counters, and it's a good amount of business that being drummed up. And hearing this very quaint piano music, you look off in the corner and you see Titus with a small crowd of people around as he's just sitting there melodically playing.
I'm a master of the blade and a master of the keys.
So would you be a master of the Keyblade then?
Yes.
I'm
a Keyblade master.
Don't
ask
try
where
to
I
get
got
a seat at the bar before it gets filled.
Right. So, you sit down. You see that there's a younger human woman there, off to your left, and off to your right, you can see that there is another dwarf sat there, and he has this stein of ale. He seems to be a regular because he literally sits down next to you, slaps down 2 gold, and immediately is past this large stein that he just, with 2 hands, just starts downing next to you. After a minute or two, the half-orc eventually walks up. Hi, welcome there. What'll you be having then?
Whatever the standard is you guys have here, I guess.
Aye.
See, you got Titus working for you.
Well, he spun me a good tale and asked about getting more business in here. I obliged. One standard pour.
He's good at what he does.
Seems like it. And he goes off. Standard pour. It looks like this barrel is actually getting tapped pretty quickly. And he takes a little last of it, and eventually about halfway, it just foam sputters out. Right little bit, and he just shoves back. He shoves the barrel off into this empty space almost. Like it's literally just like a black cutout hole, just enough to fit this barrel. He shoves that in, and it just clatters behind the wall, and then the next barrel rolls down this track and lands on the end. He pops open again, takes the tap, and you're gonna get a little mix in there, man, but it should still be quality.
That's fine. How much do I owe you?
It's gonna be 5 silver there.
Really, because I don't think I have silver, I'm just gonna put a gold on the counter.
You'll be generous there, ma'am. Thank you very much. You call my name Roger. You need anything else?
Good to know.
The
And I'm just gonna sit down, enjoy the ale, enjoy the music.
So, as you're tasting this ale, you get that strong wheat flavor, but you also get a little tang of orange mixed in with it. And it's not what you expected. Like, normally the ales that you have are They're like IPAs. They're very bitter, very harsh. But with this one, you get a smoothness from the wheat, and then that little citrus flavor of orange, and it does taste quite good. Not expected, obviously, but you actually get pretty good flavor out of it. Eventually, as you're sitting there, Jocelyn, the rest of your crew starts heading in as they hearing the music of Titus, and Salenth walks through. Ah, we got a dragonborn evading us. How you be doing, good sir? I'm fine. Let me have some ale, please. That be coming right up there. And he goes off. Salenth, Aldrich, and Evelyn, they head over to you. Minimri walks in immediately after them, but it looks like she trails off to the side and starts heading over towards where Titus is, and just getting a little closer to where he's playing the piano, just listening in on the music.
I wouldn't notice them come in, right?
I'd say no. If you're consistently playing for the tavern, then you wouldn't notice.
Okay. Once I finish Johnny Be Good, I'm playing Piano Man.
Damn it, I was gonna sing it, but I don't know the words to Piano.
Listen, I know bits and pieces of Piano Man, so don't expect me to sing. If they had a lute, I'd just play Wonderwall for 20 minutes.
You're my one!
Stop. Everybody hates that song as much as I do.
So, your crew walks in.
Like that one fucking joke. It's like, and we played What's New Pussycat 17 times in a row.
So, Jocelyn, you see the rest of your crew walk in. Salenth is looking for a seat next to you, but he...
Hi, Rinnings.
Rinnings! What's going on? How you doing? If you're hanging out for a good bit, I hope you enjoyed the rest of the session. If not, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, so, short recap for you. How long have you been in here? If I should give you a recap or not. Not sure how long you've been sitting. But, long story short, they've made it to the mainland. They're in a fishing town called Murkreach, and they are currently drumming up some business for a local tavern there. Well, Titus is.
Because Titus is a bard, and bards perform.
They do. So, since Salenth can't find a seat next to you, he just stands, waiting for his ale. You'll be finding anything useful, Captain.
Well, I found someone that can make me another gun, finally. Past that, I don't know if anybody here would know much. And I don't know what Titus has learned, so I didn't want to repeat the same questions.
Well... You think we should be getting a cart, then? Make our travel a little easier.
Yeah, I'm guaranteeing we're going to have to go further in.
I'll be looking for that, then. And you see Roger slide over a glass for Salenth. Well, there we go in there. That's gonna be 5 silver. He slides it over to him, and you see Salenth start walking out with the glass, and the half-orc sees Salenth walk out, just like, "Aye! Can't be taking glasses out of here!" And Salenth just, looks over, just like, "It'll be only a second." And Roger starts walking up to Salenth, just like, "I get the sense that you're new here, but I really appreciate it if my equipment not be leaving the front of the tavern." Salenth looks over to him. "I bought the drink, didn't I? I get the glass while I consume it. Oh, it's just a sort of respect thing, you know. Not sure if people are going to be walking off with them or using them for other things, but I don't have a lot to be keeping up with a lot of people taking it. I said it's only a minute. And I'm asking you to step back." As Salenth is, getting closer to Roger, and Roger steps closer, and you see that Salenth and Roger are a couple inches from each other. Hey, I'm having a bad day. One of my friends brought someone else into our Minecraft server, and they stole all of my shit, so I have to start again after 20 hours. Please help me forget that. We will try our best. So we're getting into a little bit of a tense situation here.
Nuke the entire server. Blow up everything they have. 40,000 tons of TNT will get the job.
My server is much more possible. There's an actual literal nuke that I've modded into it, and it makes a crater.
Christ.
I have crashed 5 servers in my lifetime, all with either TNT, or if they have Tekkit mods, I literally built a nuclear reactor and let it go off.
Yeah.
I am now banned from those servers.
Our server has Tekkit stuff.
Dang.
But one of the Tekkit mods comes with a literal nuke. And the recipe is a secret recipe, quote unquote. But it's
I just
really
built
easy
nuclear
to make.
reactors, let them go off.
Build it and walk away.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we have a nuclear reactor under each and every home to power everything. Who's maintaining that? Me. Oh, okay, that's fine. Why are they all going critical? Because I stopped maintaining them. Why? Died. What happens when 30 nuclear reactors go off? I guess the server just finishes.
The server's done. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, gone.
I think while he's doing this, I'm just gonna walk up. How much for the damn cup?
You see Roger, like, give a sigh. Cost of an ale.
Just gonna hand him another gold piece.
You hand it to
Don't
him.
worry too much.
You hand it out. You hand it to him. He looks at it. He looks at Salenth, and Salenth gives him like a slight grin, with a little bit of the like lightning coming out of his nostril. And fine. You have a good day now. You too. As Salenth walks out with the glass and he's just sipping down this ale. See one of yours.
Yes, he is. Don't worry, we're good people. Unless you try to get on our bad side, I guess.
I wasn't trying to do anything. I just want my stuff kept in the right place.
It'll be back.
He doesn't say anything else. He just gives a slight nod. He gives a slight nod and he heads back over behind the bar.
Bartender,
Yes.
I require a drink.
One ale coming up for you, Titus. And
Bring me 2.
2 ales. And he runs over, taps this new keg, and he brings them over to you. Titus, as you drink it, you just get full-on orange taste, like just straight up citrus mixed in with the wheat and the hops from this ale.
Ooh, sweet, citrusy. A little bit of wheat on the back end.
That's
It's good.
But not preferred.
I didn't catch that.
But not preferred.
I didn't catch the first part.
That's
Just kind of repeating what you were saying, and then you just added that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's just not what you would prefer.
I finish it, and then stand up, give the body a good stretch. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I will be playing 2 more songs for you. The first is the one that my father wrote for my mother when they first met.
Oh.
The second was the one that my father wrote when I was born. Please enjoy.
They give a...
And then I began playing this very melancholy song that then picks up in tempo and rhythm.
So, you you sense the silence behind you as the audience is being captivated by your playing. My Goliath Barbarian almost died in my last session. I was just like, I better not, or my DM will regret all of his life choices. Lol. Just had the lull there. It's just like, lighthearted. I'm gonna fucking kill him, but you know.
Listen, if that kills any of my characters, I should be like, well, I'm done.
I'm out.
I'm not even making a new character for that campaign. It's just like, that's it. I'm done.
Nope.
You killed my character. Permadeath. I'm done.
That was your one chance, and now I am dead.
You
I
have
have
killed.
no issue
Congratulations.
killing characters. I'll just make sure a character doesn't die during their like arc. If we're in a mission for that character, I'm gonna make sure you don't die. There's gonna be a little bit of fudging, but outside of that, it's free real estate.
It's free real estate. So, you guys continue on your night. Titus, you perform your songs, and they go off almost without a hitch. Being that it may have been a short bit since you've actually sat down and played piano, there are a couple of slipped notes. But other than that, it's a great performance, and they all give you that slight clap at the end.
After the songs, Titus is just going to finish his last picture and, without looking at anybody, just walk right out of the tavern.
Alright. So, Jocelyn, as you're sat there, finishing up one of your ales, you see that Titus exits out through the front door.
Why is caps lock on?
This monk at level 4 will have 19 AC. They would regret all of their life sessions.
Monks have very high AC and have the best ability in the game. Stunning Strike.
Oh, I thought it was walking on water.
Listen. Walking on water is cool. But you know what's cooler? Walking up to the big bad, smacking him, and making him not be able to move until your next turn. You know what's cooler than that? Simply tapping them with your pinky at 17th level, looking them dead in the eye and going, Omae wa mushinderu, and them exploding.
Nani?
The Wushi finger hold! So,
They just die. They either die or they lose most of their life.
if anybody understood that reference, I appreciate you. So,
Kung Fu Panda.
okay. I'm more for the audience, but thank you. So,
It's
Jocelyn,
Matt's favorite movie, guys.
it's pretty, I like it. I like the first two. The third one was, but I like the first two.
I've only watched the first one. It was a long time ago, and I don't remember it.
How to Train Your Dragon is another good one. DreamWorks does good work when they're not chasing Disney.
Sure. So, Jocelyn, you see Titus exit out. Eventually, the night goes on. These last few people start heading out, and you're actually around for the morning, or for the kind of the afternoon, like all the fishermen coming in. And when they walk in, it's just seawater and fish that you smell. Just reeking off of their bodies. But they come in and they give some good business, you know. They get 2 or 3 mugs at a time and they sit around. They're just laughing. They're playing card games and shit like that. And the night eventually wears on. You're sat there. Calm down. Is there anything you guys want to do for today? As far as in this town?
Nope. Titus's business has concluded. He is just going to sit on the ship. He walked all the way back to the ship.
So,
Before heading to bed, I'm gonna go check on the merchant, see how that's going on.
right. So, you head over, and it's a little bit later in the day since you were hanging out at the tavern, but he's still set up there, and it looks like he's built what looks like this small trebuchet type device, but he has it set up where there's very small pebbles that lead into essentially the satchel of the trebuchet, and the mechanism that he was working on before, where it's that was a motor to essentially swing this thing around So as the stones fall in, it rotates around and flings it, and then it makes it a full rotation. The stone comes in for the next rotation, and it flings that one too. So it's just constantly chucking stones. And he has it positioned kind of down the street, where he flips on a little switch, and it just rockets off little stones. The little capsule empties out, and it switches off. That's a good day's work. Then he notices you walk up.
Stealing them for later.
Oh, hey. Person for the pistol, correct? Right on, right on. So, all right. Fucking knew it. I also am working on a hidden romance with her and a shader Kai in her backstory. Adorable. So, he reaches down. No, I'm kidding. That's cool. So
Master, forbidden romance.
Forbidden romance is
maybe
the best
they're just
romance.
both drunk. So he
It's forbidden because there's no consent on either side.
Oh Christ! Why are you like this? So
Because I have a dark sense of humor. That's why.
So he reaches down underneath the counter and takes out this pistol, and you can see that he's sheened it in more metal accents. Like, it looks like he actually has steel pieces that line the edge of the barrel, and the front of it itself is also shining with polished steel. As he hands it off to you. Pleasure doing business with you, Jocelyn. Right there. And holding the barrel, handing out the handle to you.
Looking around to see if there's anything I can like take a quick shot at.
Mm-hmm. So you check it out for a second. You can see that the handle, the hammer is actually reinforced with another steel piece as opposed to like this metal carving. And as you pull it back, you line up a shot. You can see that there's a bird just in the dusk light. You just see its silhouette flying past. Make a attack roll. So,
29.
So you track it, and like skeet shooting, just 1, 2, and it just plummets down to the earth. And you lose it in the tree line, but you know that it hit and it just falls out of sight. You also feel that when you shot it, there's substantially less recoil on the actual shot than you'd normally have with your specific pistols.
It's good work.
I appreciate that. Add a little bit of buffers in the handle there, so you're not getting jostled around when you're trying to fire. Those high stress situations, you gotta be as quick as possible.
What I'll be needing this for pretty soon. Very helpful. Thank you.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure doing business with you, Jocelyn. You just uploaded a video. What? That's crazy.
It's late. Just really bad at my job.
So you have your newly crafted pistol from the halfling merchant, and if there is nothing else that you guys specifically need to do, then I'll say that Jocelyn, you probably make your way back to the ship. You have good accommodations on the ship, so you'd figure that everyone in the crew is kind of... There's a couple of guys on the main crew that, head off to the tavern, take some of those rooms that Roger has set up. But other than that, most people are able to comfortably sleep on the ship. And as you guys sleep for your long rest, both of you wake up, and you can hear that the rest of the crew is kind of getting themselves all prepped up,
Sorry,
dressed,
that was
ready to
muted.
go. Oh,
Titus actually just needs a short rest.
Short rest? Okay.
Yeah,
Same.
was up most of the night.
Oh. Okay. So, as both
Kind and I guess ASMR only need
short rests.
No,
technically.
Titus just wasn't
Or do you-
sleeping.
Ah.
Fair. I know half elves only have the half time.
Right.
Or all elves really do, but
Yeah. They have the meditation.
Titus was just wanted to be alone with his thoughts.
Fair enough. So, as you guys awake on the ship, you hear the rest of the crew getting dressed, getting themselves set up with some supplies. Tell Harper I said hi and that I missed him last week. Hey Harper, Rinnings missed you last week.
I'm so flattered that I was actually missed.
Rinning's good.
Thank you. I feel so much better about everything.
Rinning's good company. No, they care about you.
Glad somebody cares. It feels good.
Glad someone cares. I can't even care for myself. So
Jesus.
So
This got really sad really fast.
yeah, that's my
Hey, well,
forte.
Matt said it, not me.
Well, I mean, that's my forte. So I just make everyone sad. So you guys wake up and
It's like a really long pause. It's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to
Oh,
say.
like, is he frozen? Is everyone frozen? Oh dear God, they're nope, not frozen. Matt's just dramatic.
I stopped mid stretch. Like, actually, what's going on?
so you guys have prepped yourselves for the day. What would you want to do with the rest of the crew, Jocelyn? Like, your main officers would be with you, but what would you want to do with the ship's crew?
Well, they need to stay with the ship.
Right. Okay, so you're having them actually stay
sorry.
there. And...
Grinnings. Of course, I love sick and dirty, but Harper just adds that special something to the.
That's adorable. I see.
You
We're
guys
not.
can't see it,
I
but
see. We're
I'm
not
smiling.
Oh.
Thanks, Rinnings.
Hey, I'm the bard. I add that little pizzazz.
Hello. Those little jazz hands.
The old razzle dazzle.
Give
A
him the
little
shoop.
bit of spice.
Give him the shoop the
I think the only thing I would like them
the
to do
old
is like,
dick twist.
not that. The only thing I'd like them to do, the rest of the crew should make sure supplies are stocked.
All right.
That's about it. Just like keep the ship intact, safe, and supplies stocked.
Have them buy fish.
There's plenty of
Buy
that.
Good fish.
You guys just get back and literally the boat is just floor to ceiling, just filled with fish. You can't even stand on the deck because there's so many fish. They're gonna spend all your money on the fish. I hope you know this.
Please no. Titus can only handle so many fish. He's already stuck on the seas with freaky fish people. He doesn't need a boat full of fish.
Mm-hmm.
I
He
need
just needs
you
enough
guys
to keep everyone
here. Let me
alive.
specify. Keep the boat stocked with stuff, and make sure the food supplies are diverse. Because if I come back and it's all just fish, half of you are going off the fucking plank.
Titus will push you off himself.
Aye, Captain. And the rest of the crew gets themselves settled in to just kind of keep maintenance on the ship. You see 2 or 3 of them go off to one of the markets and purchasing some food that is not fish, but they also get fish. So
Fine with a little bit of fish, but if it's just fish,
just-
I'm gonna lose my mind.
So
Titus is going to just lean against the railing, staring off into the distance, but not the distance that faces the ocean, because he's sick and tired of looking at it.
So, as you guys are getting up onto the top deck, Salem kind of flags you down, Jocelyn, and you can see next to him that there's a middle-aged human, striking black beard with a little bit of gray peppered in there, and long black hair that stretches down. A little bit of gray in there as well. And I have a merchant for us.
It'll be a ride further in. I meant to ask, Titus, did you find anything out
Oh.
in your time in the tavern?
Yeah. One second. Tess is gonna slap his cheeks a bit, clear his head. Alright, what was the question again?
Did you find anything out about our good friend Thundernuts while you were in that tavern?
Oh yeah, Thundernuts was here.
Well, that's convenient. Which direction do we need to start heading, then?
Thundernuts did not take a convenient direction. Thundernuts flew up into the sky with the clouds. The person I got the information from speculates that Thundernuts did head further inland towards the larger cities. That's where the clouds seem to be.
Looks like that's where we're heading, then. Gonna head down and meet up with the merchant.
Alright.
Titus will accompany.
He says he'll take us. And the merchant steps forward. But for a price.
Oh,
There's always a price.
Where exactly are you trying to be taken?
Well, sounds of it. We need to head further inland.
Inland? We can make a quick stop at Doran. There is actually a festival going on.
Festival means people. People mean information. And information means getting closer to Thundernuts. Or more money. Either is good.
Money.
Okay, Mr. Krabs.
That's it.
Just kind of accidentally out loud, just like, I pray to God it's not there.
Who?
Who we're looking for.
We call him Thundernuts.
Apt name, I'm sure.
Very.
Well, it's going to be about 2 days travel, so I'm going to say that it will run you about 10 gold for my travel.
Okay.
You got that in the budget?
Wait, really?
Not a big deal.
What were you suggesting, that we haggle you down?
If you want me to try.
I can get that down to a gold.
Well, that's just usual. I mean, the people aren't really willing to pay that much. But hey, if you have the gold, I will take it.
As a gold, and I have quite the mission to be on to find this person. So, I'm not in the mood for arguing it.
Works out just for me. And he takes the 10 gold and puts it into a side pouch. Well, hop on board.
No, we're leaving.
Just realized we'll be using your services quite a few times probably if we don't locate him here.
Oh, well, again, it's going to be 10 a day. If you're willing to pay, I'm willing to stick around.
People mean people. People mean people to seduce. I mean, information. 100% should have said that, Harper.
Because just hard things.
Just hard things.
Have you, in the entire time I've been playing Titus, have you seen me seduce anyone?
He is a man of
Not his
lore
subject.
and music. And swords.
He's more of a true bard rather than the D&D bard.
Mm.
Titus keeps it in his pants.
That's where it
Until
belongs.
necessary.
If it has to come out for information, it has to come out.
Well then, fine. Here it is.
Listen, if I want words out of your mouth and I gotta put something in it, that's what I gotta do. If something has to go in my mouth to get the information, then that's what's gonna have to do.
Does this get me anything?
He just up and left.
Yeah, well, we're just kind of here to attempt to entertain people.
How many dicks? Kidding.
I kid, I joke.
Listen, Matt, you can't leave us here by ourselves, especially after that. I I don't
was
do
about to
commentary
just-
well without a video game.
I had sick drastic action. First that comment.
I was just going to just start commenting on everything I see in the background behind Geordi. And then just start making dick jokes.
So,
And if I couldn't do that, I was just going to look up lyrics and start ranting about how much I hate certain races in D&D and why the ranger is not underpowered.
So, you guys are aboard this merchant's cart. It looks to be relatively empty.
Wait, so we're leaving right now.
Well, yeah. If you guys want to.
Is there a
So
problem
right
with leaving right now?
I think I left something in the tavern.
What did you
What,
leave?
the piano?
I wish I could. You know how long it's been since I played piano? Too long. But Titus does not leave debts unpaid. And I left one unpaid last night.
Oh,
I owe that
that's
man for a
right.
couple drinks.
So, Titus, you head off to the Crying Wolf, and it's relatively... Oh! One thing, I'm a terrible DM. One thing that you guys noticed is that it is nighttime, but it's supposed to be 9 a.m.
Why the fuck? Are you still
I
fucking
swear,
with this?
I'm going to just spam vicious mockery at whatever god is supposed to be in charge of the day-night cycle, because they obviously need to get their shit together. Like, they just need to get it all together and they need to put it in a bag. They either need to take it to the ship museum, or they just need to deal with it. They need to get their shit together and deal with it, alright?
So,
Unacceptable!
so Titus, you run to the Crying Wolf, and it is nighttime, but it seems like Roger actually stays at the tavern. Like, he has a separate bedroom in the back there. So, you see that he is wiping down some of the counters, some of the tables, and everything like that. And you walk in. Oh, good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Roger. Come to pay off my job from last night.
Oh, well, yes, of course. So, did you pay for the first one that I gave you?
No.
Right. So, 10 ales, 5 silver. So, that is going to be... Let me pull out my medieval calculator here and just calculate this out real quick.
Hey, grab my abacus.
Drumming up business.
It's going to be 5 gold there.
Is that including the discount I got from drumming up you some business?
You're quite right. You're quite right. Thank you for keeping me honest. That's going to be 2 gold then.
I slide him 2 gold. Slide him a third. Let me get a pint to go.
Right then. So he takes the gold, walks over and puts it into his compartment, and he pours you another one of those
The fuck?
orange wheat ales and slides over the mug to you.
I give it a sip, taste it. Yep. And then down it all in one go.
Well, thank you for your business.
Thank you for the ale.
Of course, then. I've been thinking of a world to make for a campaign I might want to run. I'm thinking it's a world run by liches and vampires.
How?
So-
Why? What happened?
So Barovia, with liches.
Barovia has liches.
So Barovia. Just make a whole
Sounds
world
like
of Barovia.
Also, Harper, Renning says that the Ranger is 100% underpowered unless in their favorite terrain or against their favorite opponent. The revised Ranger, though, is actually pretty balanced.
The revised Ranger I like.
The revised Ranger,
It's
balanced.
good. Yes.
Normal Ranger, depending on the subclass, is not underpowered. There is the one that is awful. And we all acknowledge that the Beastmaster is not good. It's like the Way of the Four Elements monk. Just why would you?
For the joke.
For the joke.
Now, It's the joke so you can claim you're the avatar.
Essentially.
That's why you go Way of the Four Elements. Beastmaster Rangers because you want a pet and you can do the things. But why would I go Hunter Ranger and just be Legolas and just kill all the things? Just watch everything before you die. However, you just go whatever the one that lurks around in the Underdark is and just laugh at everybody with dark vision.
Hey,
Don't make fun of the Avatar.
I'm not making fun of Aang or Korra. I'm making fun of the Way of the Four Elements monk because it wishes it was the Avatar. It wishes it could bend all four elements in the best manner possible. Instead, it is a cheap wizard. That's not cheap.
That punches things.
It is a wizard that wished to punch things and cast fireball, but it can't cast fireball effectively. That's all it is. Higher levels it's fun though, but
you gotta get there.
Right, exactly. So,
let's carry on with this before I rant about monks.
As you leave the tavern, Titus, you see that the merchant pulls up with the rest of your crew. It would be good to ride.
Yeah. Titus just hops on the back of the cart.
And you guys take off. You actually see Dwali as you're just about to exit the border of the village, and he gives you a wave. Safe travels, then!
Take care of the Wally.
And you guys head off through the forest.
Oh, I should have bought a hat.
And new.
Well, there's a festival going on. You'll get better hats.
You'll get the highest quality hats at the festival.
I could have got a black leather hat to go with my black leather coat.
So.
I feel like a festival would sell that.
It's possible.
Festival, after all.
I could have looked there. They could have had one that would have gone perfect with my coat. Now I'll never know. Now I have to just hope that the next one has a hat that goes with my coat.
It's a world where the sun has been altered by magic used by liches of old, and so now the world is perpetually in this dim light with sunlight never truly hitting anything, and the races are simply livestock for the vampires and souls to feed the liches.
It's gonna be fun.
Wait, Matt.
Yes.
Why does that sound? The Codex Umbra.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the one where it friggin' darks out the sun.
Yeah. It has the thing where it can black out the sun. Where the hell did I? Okay, I found it. I'll go over it later. Whoever is saying this in the stream, because I don't have it open, stick around until later. Information for you. Get those brain juices going on this setting. Okay, anyway, we're in the back of a cart.
Yes.
Traveling along to Doran.
Not gonna do it.
I'm gonna lead the crew in a nice.
You really want to, it seems.
I do.
And I'm scared of that.
Wait, what's happening?
Harper.
Matt wants to kill us.
Shh. Don't spoil it.
No
Don't
killing.
spoil it, it's nothing new!
Don't spoil it.
No killing.
No, don't. So, what are you doing, Harper?
I'm leading everyone in a nice little tune.
Friggin', then we're gonna play this then. So, you carry on in a nice tune. You start singing along with the music, and you see Salenth is like tapping his foot slightly. Eventually, he tries to sing along with you. Roll performance, Titus.
You know what I'm saying? It's like my highest stat shouldn't really 18.
So, you've played this song multiple times. You've practiced it, you got it down. And your singing voice is nothing to scoff at. You start singing this tune, and wanted to kill thing. What gave you that idea?
I don't know, it's just a feeling I got.
Dude, on my loins. So
I just love that. What gave you that?
Thank you,
Oh,
thanks.
man.
So
Don't
Titus,
worry for that.
you give a good performance. Salient, on the other hand, he tries to sing along with you. And so you ever hear someone try to sing Bohemian Rhapsody and they're just so bad?
Oh, like me.
They're just really bad. This is probably the worst singing you've ever heard out of any human ever. Or any humanoid ever. He is so off key. And
So, like
he's-
our joke singing?
Yes. So he is
But that's what he is all the time.
he's trying very hard to keep pace with Titus. But he sings so badly, yet so loudly, that it almost disrupts your performance with how awful he is at this.
I encourage him.
He gets 2 points better. He hits a couple of notes right, but other than that, he continues to sing with just horrible tonality and cannot keep a beat to save his life.
At one point in the song, I'm just like, Sailor, take it away. Give him his little solo, his little moment.
What did he roll?
You.
Oh, so he actually performs pretty good under pressure. So as you stop your singing and you face towards him, his singing gets a little bit better. He can't keep the pace too well, but he actually starts to sing more accurately, with proper tonality. And you guys continue on the song. You guys have just a gay old time.
How much room is on this?
So there are 6 of you, I believe. It's comfortable enough for you, all 6 of you guys, to sit in there. Again, it's pretty empty. He doesn't have too many supplies in there, so it's a comfortable fit. 2 days go by.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there's enough room for me to like attend dancing.
Yeah. So,
Just to add to the performance.
On the
you want to
second
dance?
day.
Yeah.
Roll performance.
The same way that I did when I joined Manimri that on the boat one time.
Oh yeah, Manimri's gonna dance as well. Ooh.
Performance is a 3, so 20 on that.
So, Jocelyn starts dancing, and she almost seems like a natural. Like she's making feats of performance that you haven't seen out of most people, Titus. And Manimri starts dancing along with her, and she just is elegant in her movements and just very comfortable with how she dances. And you guys have your romp. You guys have lovely old time singing along with the beats and dancing to the music. 2 days go by. Nothing eventful happens.
On the second day,
Yes.
I will sing a song in Celestial. I will not say what it is, unless asked.
So, as you're singing your celestial tune, you guys start hearing commotion up ahead. And having rounded this side of the mountain, you start seeing wooden buildings emerging. This time, instead of the brick and mortar, it looks like actual boulders that have been stacked on top of each other to make some of these buildings, and these thatch roofs that cover over them. And you start hearing music. There's a lot of people singing in unison. There's sounds like a whole bar troupe that is performing right now. And you guys crest over one of the hills, and as the land flattens out, you see the road going into Doran, and you see a host of people, probably a couple hundred people in Doran right now. There's carts set up everywhere. People are packed into the center atrium, and you see this large wooden stage where a couple of bards, one of them has this crude tambourine that he's tapping. Another one has a rebec, kind of like a medieval violin. One of them has some drums with just solid cedar cylinders that they're beating against it and making a beat. And you smell this overwhelming aroma of smoked meats that, as you guys get closer and closer into the town, you see this large, like, probably a huge bonfire pit with this spit set up on top of it, and a whole pig is being roasted over this bonfire. The spices that are being baked and cooked into the flesh of this pig just permeate through your noses. You also smell a little bit of body odor, and you can feel that little bit of heat from all the bodies being so close to each other. But it just looks like a merry time right now.
I'm gonna nudge Saleth and point to the pig. Look at that. Look at that. You don't get that on the... We need that right now, Saleth.
It's breathtaking. We must go for this pig. And he jumps off the back. As the cart is still moving, he like jumps off the side and is just like, coming through, people! Where's you going for the hog? And Titus, I imagine you follow right after him.
Tally-ho!
You sprint off after him. You guys breaking into the crowd. Evelyn, Aldrich, Minimri, Jocelyn, you guys are still at the cart, and the merchant stops just as he gets up to one of the buildings. Well, it's gonna be our first stop. I'll wait here for a little bit, keep check with the cart. If you guys would like to partake, feel free.
I'm gonna hop off.
Alright.
And try to get over Salem that Titus just ran off to.
Alright. So, as you're trying to push through this crowd of people, there's just ale getting splashed everywhere. Some people who have already had carved pieces of the pork are just tearing into them. You hear a bunch of people laughing, and now there's clapping happening for the bar troupe as they're singing like their kind of upbeat song now and getting the whole crowd involved. And you can see the top of Salem's head because he stands a good bit taller than most of the people here. So he's just kind of like.
How tall is Saleth again?
He is 6'4".
Hold on. One moment.
Yes.
I'm 4 inches shorter than Saleth.
Damn. Oh, I'm sorry. He's 6'3".
Yeah.
I'm 3 inches shorter than Saleth.
He stands a foot and 2 inches taller than me.
Oh my god. I didn't know you're that short.
I'm a short one, half ago.
So, Jocelyn, you're pushing through these people, and eventually you get to the edge of the audience for the bard troupe, and you can see that there are a couple of dwarves that are turning this spit with the roast on them. And Stalin, Titus, you walk up, and one of the dwarves that are turning this pig around, he looks over towards you. Such puny heights is an 8-foot tall Goliath. I was playing an 8-foot tall Loxodon, but he died. I threw him off a cliff.
I remember that story.
Yep. It's a relative. It's a long story, but yeah, I threw him off a cliff. So,
Stop throwing people off cliffs.
can't. It's in my nature to kill people. So,
I'll throw you up.
do it. Bet you won't. I would love to see you try and throw me off a cliff.
Okay, bet. Next paycheck. I'm
Bet.
buying a plane ticket to Georgia. We're gonna go get some food, and then I'm gonna find a cliff, and I'm gonna push you off of it while eating peach cobbler.
Sure. Sure. Let's go. I'd be happy to have someone.
What hell of a date.
So, yeah, it would be. We'd have a gay old time. So,
Yep.
The dwarf turns to you.
Smelling it from a mile away now, aren't you? Y'all be wanting a slice?
Oh, we want more than a slice.
Let's see.
You see one of the dwarves. He stops the spit and goes over. You see the side of this pig roasted over, and he cuts through with this large sharpened blade. Looks almost like a machete, and he just crosses through the side of the pig. This foot-long strip of gristle and meat slams onto a stone plate.
That's gonna run you about 3 gold.
What can we get for 6?
For 6? Give him another slice there, girl.
And he goes back again at the side of the pig, and another foot-long slice stacks on top of it.
Alright, that's for me. Big guy, how much gold you got?
He rifles through his coin pouch, and he holds out in his hand what looks like about 25 gold.
I got a handful.
I hand the dwarf 6 gold, and I take the 2 slices.
Ooh. Get that other side turned over!
And he just lifts up the spit, carves up 2 more slices from the other side, and hands them both over to you.
Enjoy it. We've been smoking that for 16 hours.
Oh god, yes.
So, Titus,
cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
and he, as you guys just tear into this flesh, the spices, the paprika, the cumin, salt, pepper, all mixing together, the gristle you can feel it getting kind of stuck in your guys' teeth, and it coats your tongues, but it's just a powerhouse of flavor. The hardiness of the pork flesh fills you guys right up, and you just dig into these pieces. And Jocelyn, you bust through the crowd just as you see them just gorging on the sides of pork.
It's so good. God.
It's like a dream.
Oh, I can't go back to fish after this.
He's very emotional about food. Well, there's a good amount of shopping I can do. I'll be back in a short bit, Captain. And Aldrich walks off to one of the stands. Is there anything you would like to do, Jocelyn?
Well, I just wanted to check on that, make sure they weren't causing too much trouble.
Yeah. They're literally just
fine.
Yep, they're just crying over these slabs of pork.
I'm gonna walk around town, mostly to see if I can find my mom.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Amongst the people.
Sure. So, you can see that as you're walking through, actually roll investigation for me, as you're looking for someone specific.
Where's my investigation book? 17.
So, you look through, and you're not seeing her in the main audience crowd. So you get to the outer perimeter, and you can see that there's it's a big circular green, like, set like town square area, and all the merchants and stands are set up on the border of this circle. So you get to the outer edge, and you're kind of just searching around, and there's a stand with a couple of books that are being sold by a gnome, and kind of examining the one woman that's flipping through one of these books. She looks up, and catching in the sun is your mom. She doesn't notice you at first, but you see that she is there.
Just gonna walk up. Good read?
Honey! And she immediately just like drops the book back onto the stand and gives you a big hug. Oh my gosh! What are you doing here? I thought you were busy. I thought you were busy on the ships.
Yeah, well, now I have a new occupation, so.
Oh, good. Is it a promotion? Please, please tell me it's a promotion. I told you for so many days that you deserved it.
In a sense, it's a promotion.
Well, we can talk about it. We can talk. Here, your father's. Well, okay. Dad is not here. I'm forgetting about that.
Yep.
So she gives you another hug. She's like, "Oh my gosh, it's just so good to see you, and just in time too. Oh my god, it's just it's so convenient. Come on, let's walk around here. Let's see what they have."
So I have to ask, you never heard what happened to the ship I was on?
I didn't hear anything. There was no news about it. Why? What happened? Did you get attacked? What happened? Did anybody get hurt?
Sadly, yeah.
I'm so sorry, honey. I knew it was a dangerous job, but you wanted to go and do it, and I was trying to support you, but this is the stuff that I worry about, you know? I just don't want you to get hurt.
Well, I'm gonna be worrying you a little more, because my new occupation is putting me in more danger.
What does that mean?
We were attacked by pirates. We were given two options.
No. She kind of just
Guess which option I took.
Oh, and she like puts her face in her hands, and she just like, "You're a pirate now?"
Captain, I bet.
This is insane. This is absolutely crazy. And she's taking a moment to process it, but
I'm surprised they never said anything that happened to that ship. They just sunk it.
sunk it? I am going down there and I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind when I have the chance. But you're safe, right? You're okay right now? They're not hurting you? They're not... Nothing?
Like I said, I'm a captain now. I run my crew.
Well, I can't say I'm happy about it, but I support you. If that's what you wanted to go do, all I can do is support you.
I tell you, it wasn't gonna be my first choice in occupation, but it was handed to me, so.
It's nuts. It's nuts you're a pirate. Are you at least doing good, though? Are you doing alright for yourself? I mentioned Jocelyn as this soul figure, which turns around
What happened? What's that in the chat? I don't have it open. What was that?
So low-key, I imagine Jocelyn as this slick figure, and then she turns around with Geordi's face. Funniest thing I've imagined in a long time. Oh, you killed her. You killed him. You killed Geordi.
Yes, it is. Thanks for noticing. I didn't care when I woke up. I was just like, fuck it, I gotta get up. Oh my god, that's too good.
That's some good shit,
That's
Renings.
too good.
That's good shit right there.
That's like somebody making fan art, but then not knowing exactly what to do with it. It's like, well, I know what this looks like.
Someone out in the audience at some point needs to draw a fan fiction of a female gunslinger with Geordi's face on it. It's gotta happen.
It's like some of the Game Grumps fan art.
Yeah.
It's like Aaron Hansen on like one of the Aaron Hansen's head on one of the female characters.
Yeah. Oh my god.
FYI, if anybody draws any Titus Roach fan art, I would be much appreciated and very happy.
It'd be awesome
would
to see
appreciate
any fan art for this stuff.
That'd be great.
Amazing.
I would love that.
What
Hey.
happened before Riddings distracted the shit out of me with that comment?
Hey, if you want to draw Dungeon Master fan art, I'd be more than willing to take that as well. That'd be pretty cool.
You mean Prodigy fan art?
Nuts.
Well, I mean, if you want to draw Thundernuts, I'll take
Draw
that as
Thundernuts.
well. That'd be cool.
Actual Thundernuts.
Good lord.
So, your mom was saying, like, are you, like... She's just saying how insane is that you're a pirate now, essentially. But no, we're not going to get into that right now. We're not going to get into that. We should enjoy this. It's 100 years.
I think after the session's over, I'll give a quick recap description of what Jocelyn looks like.
Oh,
For people's sake. Because yeah, I guess it has been a while since the first episode. We don't have
we don't have the first episode, yeah.
so a quick recap.
Yeah, I don't
of what
think I
the
gave
character
a good description of Titus when he first showed up, aside from the fact that he was pale as sin.
Right. So,
Okay.
So yeah, your mom is taking you around town, looking at some of the stands that are set up for the festival. Is there anything specific that you want to look for?
Not really. Honestly, there's
Okay.
based on what my character has, I don't really. I guess the only thing I need is new armor.
Ah. Unfortunately, the blacksmith is closed today.
Player / characterized, the only thing I need is armor.
Okay.
Past that, no, there's nothing else I really want.
Mhm.
And I doubt I'm gonna find Zeroni. I'm just lying about it in a merchant stall.
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
Titus, is there anything that you would want to look for? Is there anything else you would want to do specifically?
Well, the blacksmith's closed. Oh, I need a tinkerer and someone to restring my viola.
Unfortunately, there isn't a tinker in this town, but you can roll a investigation check for a Fletcher.
Okay. Oh man, this is not gonna go well for me.
What's the festival for, by the way?
Intelligence is my dumpster.
So, this festival, it was put on about 60, 70 years ago, the very first one, and it's celebrating 100 years of peace since the war that created the Scarred Lands. For a short time, this place was considered the Scarred Lands because all the races were essentially at war with each other, and any civilized area was decimated by it. But the festival is celebrating 100 years of peace amongst the races.
Okay.
I rolled
A 2?
12.
A 12. So
Much better than the 2.
So you don't find a Fletcher specifically, but you do find someone that does specialize in, they're essentially a weapons stand. Usually basic weapons, nothing of the magical sort. But you figure that they would have the skill to restring a bow.
Ah, weaponsmith. I have need of your skill set.
Sure. What is it that you need?
I pull out my viola. Can you restring them?
It's a little bit like a bow. You have these... I can take it for you. 2 gold, or not 2 gold, 2 silver for a restring.
I pull off my blade and set that down as well. Could you sharpen that as well?
Of course. It's gonna push up to 5 silver. I'd be more than happy to do it for you.
I highly doubt I have silver. So a gold piece.
It's probably how I've been doing it. It's like, I don't
Just-
think I have silver. I
Just for your guys' awareness, 1 gold equals 10 silver pieces. And they do have change.
Good to know. I didn't know that one.
Keep the change.
Oh, thank you there. You enjoying the festival so far?
I'm enjoying the meat. I've been at sea for far too.
Gorvin makes up the best food up here. It's quite a treat to have him around.
Oh, yeah,
Literally.
so I'm afraid if I eat any more, I'm never one to live.
Oh. Well, if you want to become a miner, you can stay.
Unfortunately, mining was never in the stuff. I'm a bard by trade.
As pretty good guess by my task at hand here. It actually gets up pretty quick. He kind of tightens everything down. Here, mind playing it? See if I did a subpar job.
Titus takes his viola, grabs the bow for it, gets it in position, and then goes through each note,
So,
slightly adjusting it to make sure it's at that right pitch, and then begins playing a nice little.
So, you get everything tuned up. It seems like he did a good job. It was mostly guesswork, but he was able to fit everything in nicely. And you play a quick, maybe like 30-second ditty on it.
Very good work.
Great bard music as always. I'll be getting to that sword here. Give me 10 minutes. You be free to world. Wow. Oh. Got a little winded there. Feel free to.
Alright.
Oh yeah, I'm good. Feel free to look around. 10 minutes, I should get this all sharpened up for you.
I'll stay here. It's my father's blade. I'm very. Don't mind.
No problem. Company's always nice. As he takes his stone and is cutting it up to sharpen it. During this time, both of you guys hear the bard troupe end their song. And everyone gives a rousing applause to the bard troupe. They bow, they all get their instruments packed up, and they exit the stage. And as the bard troupe leaves, you guys see 2 figures step up onto the stage. One is a burly dwarf with orange on his beard and his hair. The hair itself, it's short on the sides, and then it stays long on the top and kept into a ponytail on the back. And you can see that he's set up in plate armor, and he has a large war hammer strapped against his side. The other figure you see is a lanky half-elf. He's dressed in this extremely bright red jacket, a white dress shirt. He has a purple tie set on his neck and a pristine black cap. And he also holds
Black leather cap
a black top hat
made of leather.
made of felt.
Damn.
And he also holds this golden cane. It's laid with gold on the shaft. There's some drawn, kind of like etched on patterns of vines on it. And then on the top, you can see that it is surrounded by this cloudy glass orb. And
I just realized something, and I have a really bad feeling now. I don't like this anymore.
Do you?
I don't like
Yeah.
this anymore.
The moment it was like, and two figures step on stage, I'm like, why do I have a bad feeling? And it was like, full plate, Warhammer. Oh man, that bad feeling's getting worse.
I don't like them.
Yes, Geordi.
It's just a good old feeling of deja vu, you know? Things are starting to click in my head that I don't like.
I'm just having that feeling of shit's about to hit.
Are they?
I'm getting that feeling.
Why do I have a feeling I've played this scenario like 4 times now? With several different groups.
So.
Let's see how you change it this time.
So, as this half-elf steps up onto the stage, he says in this with these gesturing motions and this bombastic voice, "Ladies and gentlemen, citizens of Razfaroh, of Doran, please gather around the stage. The festival will soonly commence, but I would just like to say a few words beforehand. This is a joyous occasion indeed. We stand here today to show our appreciation for the people, the Council of the Spire, that has kept our bloody past where it belongs, in the past. We also stand here to recap the benefits of this fellowship that I see today, that amongst those who we may call enemy, we now call neighbor, friend, brother. Though these heinous attacks on our town from those who call themselves the Claw have threatened to tear that peace down, we have stood strong together and maintained it for the sake of ourselves, our children, our future. Plus, the ale and venison are not bad reasons to stand here. I would like to also thank my right-hand man, Tygus Ironmane, for his fearless leadership of the Doran mining workforce. His tenacity and workmanship in these last 50 years has led this township towards a prosperous future, and for that, I am in your debt. There is a guest appearance that we would like to also have make their way onto the stage. You may have heard about them in the terrible attack on the capital. They have been working tirelessly to make sure that the Claw stay in their place. And maybe, their bloody, horrific actions can be put to an end. They have worked hard and tirelessly, and they are so close to their goal. But now they have taken time out of their day to celebrate this occasion with us. Please, give a round of applause for the Rune Squad. And he gestures out his hand.
Okay.
And you see, walking up onto the stage, you see a full wood elf who looks to be in a chain shirt, and he has 2 slim short swords on his back. He waves to the crowd. Yeah! Yeah! Let's hear you guys! As he's like trying to amp up the crowd. You see
the hype man.
You see a more calmly approaching tiefling step up. You can see that he has a sort of like a blue overcoat on, and he carries on his side a rapier and 2 crossbows. Hand crossbows. As he steps on stage, he's just kind of giving slight waves to the crowd as they're applauding and cheering on. After him, you see another burly dwarf, but he looks to be a little younger. This time he has the striking black long beard where 2 braids go down the sides like this, and it's a similar hairstyle to Tygus, where short on the sides, slicked back, and pulled into a ponytail. And he lifts up his maul, kind of like getting more of an uproarious reaction from the crowd. And the wood elf is still just like, come on, let's hear it for him! And at the very back, you see strutting up, without much of a care, is a darkly dressed drow woman with a long bow strewn in black and purple on her back. She wears a black cloak, and you can see just barely as the light of the sun kind of hits the outline of her face. You also see that there's black charcoal-like paint laid under where both of her eyes would be. And as the crowd is kind of dying down, they're still giving applause, and the wood elf kind of like gathers himself, and they're all shaking the mayor's hand. Thank you for making this appearance. Please, tell us about your heroic deeds. For the crowd. And you see the wood elf immediately step forward. Well, it wasn't easy. Back at the capital, we fought tooth and nail. Many men died, and a lot of blood was shed. But we finally pushed them back, and we said, no! You're not going to take this from us. You're not going to make us into fools. You're going to go back to where you belong. And eventually, that's going to be the depths of hell! And you see some of the crowd, again, clap. Just like, yes! Yes! The drow stands there. She's kind of just like rolling her eyes and has her arms crossed. But as she does that, the dwarf kind of like pats her on the shoulder. She's like, it's all right. The wood elf continues. Once we find these sons of bitches who have done this, they're going to wish that they were never born. They're going to wish that they stayed as just a small thieves guild. That they stayed in their place. We're going to bring the retribution that we deserve. And the justice that they need. Thank you. Thank you. We are the Room Squad. And you see the crowd again react, cheering for them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is great to know that we have people fighting for us, for the people that try to keep the peace, and for those who just want to have normal lives. Thank you, Rune Squad, for your valiant efforts. Now, please, we're going to have the bard troupe back up here in about 20 minutes, but until then, please, enjoy the pork, enjoy the ale, enjoy the stands, and most of all, enjoy. And as he says this, you hear him stop. And I need both of you guys to roll perception checks.
$16.
Well.
So, Titus, as the mayor stops, he kind of like gasps for air. You notice that in the sternum of the mayor's chest, you see just the slightest glimpse of a blade. The point protruding from his shirt.
Bladesmith. Bladesmith.
Yes. Oh God!
Are you done sharpening the blade?
Oh God! Here. And he hands it off to you.
I take my blade, sheath it, and I sprint full force towards the stage.
All right, Jocelyn, you just saw the mayor. You just saw the mayor stop, and the crowd is like anticipating him saying something next. But then you see another blade point stick out from pretty much the top of his chest. And the Rune Squad start pulling out their weapons like, what the hell is going on? And you see Tygus, the dwarf, slowly walk over to the mayor. He drops to his knees. And you see behind the mayor, the half-elf, uncloaking itself, is a tiefling dressed in black and red robes, adorned down to the knees. And as Tygus walks up to him, the mayor reaches out a hand towards him. My friend, help me. And you guys hear the voice of Tygus slowly start to shift. I just want to tell you something. He never cared about you. And you see the hammer start shifting. The hammerhead bleeding and then dribbling down the handle until it eventually flattens out and it makes this curved longsword. Tygus raises it up, slashes across the mayor's head, and the body drops down. And Tygus begins to slowly shift until eventually his height starts growing and you see the red blazing skin, the horns up here, and the armor shifts into this charcoal black studded leather until eventually there's a female tiefling standing there in this jet black armor with blazing black eyes. As the head rolls, Titus, you get just to about where the front of the crowd is. What do you want to do?
One moment. I have to make sure the spell does exactly what I need it to do for this situation.
Sure. Jocelyn, is there anything you want to do?
Draw my guns and push my way to the front.
All right.
I always feel like I don't have the right spell for the job, aside from the healing. So there's two tieflings, right?
Correct.
I'm going to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on the one who performed the coup de grace on the mayor.
Okay.
They have to make a wisdom saving throw.
$21.
Shit! Yeah, she...
So, as you break through the crowd, you cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter, and you can see the effects of it kind of like warping and wrapping around the tiefling's head, but she just kind of looks at you, seeing that your hands are out casting the spell, and she in front of her head, and you just see the spell's effect dissipate away. Well. It's a nice celebration. Sorry I had to crash it. I'm gonna do what those dumbass claws couldn't. I'm gonna actually take what I want. And you see that as she puts the longsword away, she brings up her, like, she turns her hands inwards and then draws out, and you can see the shadow rise up from both of her forearms and the shadows themselves actually start forming into tangible metal. And eventually she has 2 blackened daggers at her sides. Let's commence. And from all around you guys, you start seeing the red and black cloaks emerge essentially from thin air. And the screams start. The panic ensues, and everyone in the crowd just starts trying to get away as far as they can, spreading out to the edges of town. And you just see dozens of these hooded figures just slashing through civilians, cutting them down. Heads go off, blood splatters, limbs get cut off, and bodies just start dropping left and right. Let's get this right this time. And that's where we're going to cut it.
Damn it.
So we're going to start off on that next week.
Always leaving us on a cliffhanger.
I got
I
it.
take it you expect this encounter to take a little bit longer
A little bit,
than
yeah.
you have time for?
Mm-hmm.
As I like, it's like, for me, being Central Time, it's only 7:30, so it's like, man,
Yeah.
really early.
Yeah, it's getting kind of that 3-hour mark, and I think either way it would be a relatively lengthy encounter. So saving me time, but also just kind of keeping these in a relatively short segments. So, but yeah, the festival has been crashed by an unknown tiefling assailant leading what looks like cultists. They essentially look like. That scene just gave me the
Fucking
best image in my
Redding.
head. My Eldrin Misty stepping her way to the tiefling and kicking a hole in the face.
The sad part is, Titus actually has a thing for tieflings. This doesn't take away from it. He kind of thinks it's hot, but at the same time, it's just... I have to stab her. But I want to stab her in a different way, but I have to stab her.
I gotta just fucking stab her. Make her a pincushion.
I think we have a tiefling on our crew, technically.
You do.
Wait, there's a tiefling on the crew?
Evelyn is a
Yeah,
tiefling,
Evelyn.
Oh.
so don't get him confused.
I haven't... Literally, all I know about the crew is there's Jocelyn, there was a rock, and there's a dragonborn. I've literally interacted with 3 people on this crew.
Aldrich, our medic, is a drow.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to him
Evelyn,
slightly.
the warlock, she is a tiefling. Yeezy, the elemental, whatever the fuck, he's a gnome.
Mm-hmm.
I keep forgetting what Minimri is.
Minimri is a wood elf.
She's a wood elf.
Yep.
Who is
Yeah,
being
I haven't
trained as
talked
a
to most of the
gunslinger.
crew by this point.
And for a description of my character, get that out of the way real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Being the half elf, she's 5'1". She has like the grayish green eyes. She has red hair, longer hair, and then it's braided. It would just be amazing. She's long red hair that she has braided most of the time. She is sleeker, being more acrobatic. And then usually wearing her garb is like normally like a darker greenish. Other than that, yeah, she's your standard like half elf build.
Q.
So, you guys want to plug your stuff?
Oh, yeah, I have a YouTube channel that I missed like all of last week because I was just exhausted between school with like the finals I was doing and then work. So try to be better this week. But yeah, YouTube channel Retro Tendo. I do just gaming. If you want to check it out, just hang about, whatever. Feel free to look me up. I will link it in the chat. Get to the channel. I had it pulled up. For people watching the VOD, it's just search Retro Tendo in the YouTube search bar. You'll find me. And yeah, I've got Psychonauts going. I've got Resident Evil Crash Team Racing. I have Wednesdays are just whatever co-op stuff I have. So with my buddies, like if I ever get a chance to do a co-op thing with Matt here or Sean, Jack, whoever, that's usually what Wednesdays will be.
Sweet.
And yeah, I try to put once a week, except for Saturday, Sunday.
Mm-hmm. We're at 9 to 5.
I still have nothing to plug.
Monday through Friday. Harper does not, but is there anything you would want to say to the audience?
Is there any... Yes. You are all very lovely people. I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope your week has been fantastic. And, remember, don't let anybody tell you what the hell to do. Except maybe me. But this one time.
That's what's...
If it's positive, listen. If it's not, if you know it's negative and it's bullcrap, just don't even...
Don't pay attention to the haters.
And, drink water.
Lots of water. Stay hydrated, folks.
Stay hydrated. Don't be like Geordi drinking 6 cups of coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. And don't be like Matt drinking like 5 gallons of tea every day.
That was fun.
Mostly water.
Also, so,
Water. Hydrated.
hydrated.
Boom.
Stay it. Be positive. Love yourselves. So, thank you guys. Everyone that's in the stream here. Thank you guys for watching. Anyone in the VOD. Also, thank you guys for watching. We do this every Monday, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to check out next week, go to the Twitch channel if you're watching the VOD, or just come back here and hang out with us. And
wait.
Yes.
I do have one thing to plug.
Oh.
If anybody is on PlayStation and wants to play a game with me, or just add me and have a friend that they can just message randomly. The PSN is Mad Bad Monk. MADBADMONK.
Good shit.
There you go.
And I think we're actually going to, for the time being, instead of Adventures on the Infinite Sea, I think we're going to transition it into Adventures in Razfaroh for however long you guys are going to be on here. So yeah, if the name if you see that name change, it's the same campaign, just since the transition to the mainland, figure make the name appropriate for where they are at. So Adventures in Razfaroh every Monday, 5 Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow on the Real Tix channel, we got Reign of Chaos with the Rune Squad. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to go there, I'll be hosting
Wait,
them.
the Rune Squad are actual characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I found that so amusing.
Okay, whoever named them the Rune Squad needs to change their name. That is...
Well,
It's kind of bad.
that's what they picked. So I'm letting them run with it, and they like it. So.
All right. I mean, as long as they like it. Titus finds it ridiculous. Mainly that Wood Elf.
That's fine.
Should hook up my PS4 again.
So yeah.
Anybody that wants to find me on any console, just look up Retro Tendo. Find me everywhere like that.
And I don't play consoles anymore, so don't find me.
You have it. You have an Xbox.
I do. I don't
You
play
can
it.
find him on Xbox as Sick the Dragon. Lord knows when he'll see it, but you can find him there.
Yeah.
Listen, I have a feeling the moment that the new Halo game drops, Matt's going to be all over that.
Maybe. Depends.
Matt looks like a Halo guy.
Depends on my... Oh, what does that mean?
I mean,
You
he
look
plays
like
Halo 1.
A Halo Wars
It looks
is
like
fun.
you want to sit there with a bag of nacho cheese Doritos, a 24-pack of Mountain Dew, and just play Halo for like a whole week.
Okay, change the nacho cheese, the Cool Ranch, and the Mountain Dew to A&W root beer, and you got me exactly right, fam squad. Except I don't play much of Halo anymore, except Halo Wars. If you want to play Halo Wars with me, you could go there. You can check me out there. I'm not gonna play.
You have to find another way to message him though, because he's never gonna turn on his fucking Xbox.
I'm not gonna record it. I just play it sometimes. It's a fun game. So yes, you can find Harper there. You can game with
Xbox upstairs. I'll play Halo.
You can game with Geordi if you want. It should be the same gamer tag, except without a space, I believe.
I don't
with
know
a
what
space.
I don't know what that. I'm pretty sure it's with this. Anywhere I can put a space, I put a space. Some things yell at me about it.
Oh,
I don't have a space in my name. I wanted to change it, but it was like, hey, if you change your name on PSN, you might lose progress or content in other games. And I doubt that's gonna happen, but I'm not risking it.
yeah, that's fair.
I didn't believe he could do it, but I wasn't gonna sit there and find out.
Yeah, it's like no.
Yep. So.
Almost everything Retro Tendo is my gamer tag. So.
Yep. Go check them out.
If you want to add me.
They're cool dudes. So yes, Reign of Chaos, Tuesday, 7 p.m. on the Real Tech channel. Check that out if you want. So that means we're playing tomorrow.
Watch it. It has the same amount of excitement as it does here.
Well, I try my best. So thank you all for watching again. And until next week, we'll see you on the trail.
Later.
Peace.
Bye.